Hey everyone, I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. All right, for some of us, it's a 3-day weekend. So it's Veterans Weekend and it's Friday afternoon. And this reaction is to a Dave Ramsey show that just came out 6 hours ago. It's called This Has to Stop with an exclamation point. Let's find out together what it's all about. I hope everybody's having a wonderful afternoon. I went to the hair salon this morning and then I'm getting ready to go to the gym as soon as I get done with this. Let's play it.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Starting off this hour is Corey in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Corey. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I got a question. I got $35,000 in credit card debt. I'm going through a divorce. She wants me to take another half of hers, and I'm struggling. I'm working 5 days a week. I drive truck as a local truck driver. And
He has $35,000 in credit card debt. She wants him to take another half of hers. I'm assuming she wants him to take another half of her credit card debt, whatever that balance is, if I understand this correctly. And he's going through a divorce.
and I just don't know where to even start at.
An attorney, perhaps.
Okay. How much debt do you guys have as a couple? You've got 35. How much does she have?
It'll be 65,000 total.
So she has another 30.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like it's a fair fight then, 30-30 respectively.
Okay. And their car payments?
Yes, I have a car payment. My truck payment is $970 a month.
Good God.
Jesus!
All right.
$970? I had a $45,000 mortgage which I had for 3 years, so it was paid off. I got from 2020 to 2022. So I had about 2.5 years. That was with taxes, yada yada. It was about 400. That was double my mortgage. And forget a small mortgage. I know people with bigger mortgages, a house, and that's about $900 a month, assuming they got it like 10 years ago. I hope this truck is for a business, and this wasn't just, hey, let's just go out and get a leisure truck. That may be part of the cause of the divorce. Money. As they say, we hear it over and over. Money has a lot to do with divorces. I think, in fact, I believe it's the #1 cause of divorce. Okay, it sits right up there. That may have been part of it. 970. Wow. Wow.
And how much is her car payment?
Her car payment, I'm not too sure of that. We're going through a divorce and we're separated at this time.
Well, dude, you were married to her. Did you have the car then?
Yeah. Well, she had given me my car back. I had bought her a Lexus at the time.
I see the problem, people. And Ramsey would disapprove of me leasing a Toyota Corolla at, let's see, my Toyota Corolla is $385, and that includes my tire replacement, which I already had to use once. That includes my walk-away wear and tear warranty. That includes my oil lube filters, all maintenance, bumper to bumper, 0 to 36,000 miles, which I never exceed 36,000 miles ever. That's considered careless. This is careless. I leased because it's a little luxury that I like. This is careless.
And she had given it back to me, stuck me with that and my truck payment. Plus,
Well, I would like to know where the 900, was it $70, $80 a month truck? Let's just round off to a grand. A grand a month in truck payment. This dude better be pulling in some serious money. I'm not such a car lover that I give a crap. Really. I really don't care what type of car people drive. Cars mean nothing to me. Cars to me are point A to point B. That's all a car is to me. Now, does that mean that I want to run in something, with 3 wheels and, cracked out window in the back? Probably not. But when it gets right down to it, when I went and leased my car, I literally said to the Toyota guy, and I had my lease arranged before I even walked in the door because I wasn't going to sit there and wheel and deal and, haggle for 3 hours. I literally did mine all over the phone. And I said, give me the cheapest car that Toyota leases. I don't care if it has rolled down windows. I said, I want the cheapest car. I didn't want to own a car any longer. I was in my 50s, okay? And I just Leasing is great for me. I like it. I'm on my second lease right now. If I didn't like it, believe me, I would not have done it. If I want to buy the car at the end of this lease, I can pay it off. All right. Take me about 12 months. I could have the sucker paid off in less than 12 months.
Plus a motorcycle payment, and I was struggling, so I traded.
Jeez. You could only ride one vehicle at a time. My experience. These are people who are very, very image conscious. Okay, image is very important. Being seen in the right vehicle. We got the Lexus. He doesn't even know how much it is, but I'll say it's 500 if it's a dime. We've got obviously a truck. I hope this is not a vehicle that he just kept rolling over other payments on, which he very well could. That could be how he got to 900. He bought one vehicle, traded it up, but it wasn't paid off, so they kept rolling the payments over into the next vehicle. Okay, we have a motorcycle. These people are materialistic, image conscious. That is my experience.
Traded both of my vehicles in and ended up purchasing the truck I have now.
Look at that. I was right. He traded his vehicles in, purchased the truck, and anything that was left on the trade, they rolled it into the truck. Now, clean confession, and I have said it earlier before in my prior videos, okay? I had a car repossessed because I made a stupid purchase on a Nissan Maxima that I could not afford when I was about 32. All right. And I realized I bought way too much car. I figured out that my car was 40% of my take home income. Stupid. Okay. So I wound up having to turn the car over because I could not afford to keep it. I learned my lesson on that one. These people are very image conscious. These would be the type of people that I would say have all their money in the vehicles, but have nothing inside the house. Have you ever known people like that? All the money is on the exterior, what people can see. But then if you go into their house, they don't have so much as a chair or a table. I have literally seen, I remember, I was in college, and it wasn't a date, it was just a friend. It was a male friend acquaintance. It wasn't like a romance thing or anything. And we had gone to go pick up some stuff, I guess, from his house. We were running errands. And the outside looked great. No, not a rich house, but just solidly. I mean, you're thinking in the 80s, solid middle class house. Okay, maybe slight upper middle class neighborhood. Walked in and there wasn't nothing. I'm talking. There were no beds. There was no dining table. There was no chair. I literally said, "Does anyone live here?" And of course, he's a friend of mine. I'm not going to insult somebody's place. But I was like, "Are you guys like moving?" "Oh no." And I quickly learned, Carrie, keep your mouth shut. These people put all their stuff in what you could see on the outside. But on the inside, there was nothing. And when I say the children did not have beds, the parents did not have beds, there was not a table, okay? There was not a chair to sit in. These are people who are highly image. They also buy on emotion. Guarantee that too. They are emotional purchasers. Okay, they buy based on emotion. They buy based on image. They want everyone to look, ooh, look at you, look at you. Nobody gives a crap about your Lexus when you take it into the dealer to have it repaired or the shop. And that's part of the reason I lease a car. Okay, and please don't tell me that owning is better. I've owned a car from the ages of 17, 18 to the age of 50. I know what car ownership is. I got it. I didn't like it. I always told myself that when I got myself into the financial position where I could, that eventually I was going to lease a car. I love the option of leasing. I also like Toyota. So I picked a company that I knew that I would want to release with. And Toyota, usually with the rollover, not the rollover, what is it? When I renew, what they renew me with usually covers about 2 months of my lease, takes off about 2 months worth of bills. So once I hit above 800 credit score. Oh, speaking of credit score, my credit score yesterday was 820, so that's a record high for me. Once I was debt free, okay. So about 5 years ago, I decided, you know what, I was good enough position to start leasing, and it's been absolutely wonderful. These people are highly image conscious, very image, and like I said, I'm willing to bet what they have inside, they don't have much, and whatever they do have is probably on one of those rent to own things, or it's all run up on credit card bills. Not the type of relationship for me.
I saved myself about $500 a month doing that.
Yeah, you didn't go far enough.
Let me back up just
All
real
right.
quick.
Plus a motorcycle payment, and I was struggling, so I traded both of my vehicles in and ended up purchasing the truck I have now. I saved myself about $500 a month doing that.
So in other words, the truck payment $900 could have been cheaper than the $1,400 he was paying before. Jesus.
Yeah, you didn't go far enough. All
Yeah.
right.
No, I didn't.
All right. Okay, so the problem is we're working out all the debts before there's a deal cut.
Hmm.
So every time you get something paid off or figured out, she hands you another one.
Yes.
Now this has got to stop.
This relationship was built on money. This relationship was built on money. And a part of me would even say, perhaps, I don't know for sure, but as the money started to run out, so did the love in the relationship. I could be wrong.
You've already eaten a Lexus and a motorcycle,
He's still eating it. It's rolled over into his truck payment.
and now
Right.
she wants you to eat 15 more of the credit card debt that's in her name.
Yes.
Well, I stand corrected. No, he still does have the Lexus and the motorcycle. That was not rolled over. Why can't she pay for her own credit card bills 30/30? Right? Men, you got to be careful what type of woman you marry. I mean, yes, women, we have to be careful what type of guys we marry. But let's since this is the male caller, we're going to take it from that angle. Okay, we could always take it from other angles, but we're going to take it from the angles being presented to us. Okay, well, what type of woman did he marry? Did she look good in a tight shirt, tight jeans? I mean, I'm just being facetious here, but I can tell you, even when I got divorced, I wasn't money grubbing. I got nothing. We each walked away. Now, granted, we don't have kids, okay, but we each walked away with our own bills. I didn't say to him, hey, take on, $10,000 worth of this or that. Nah, we each walked away. If he's holding 35 in credit cards, she's holding 30. All right, then I don't see why she can't hold on to her 30 and pay her half. I'm all for equal rights when it comes to being responsible for the bills that we have run up in a relationship.
Okay, so we need to. Do you guys have an attorney?
Didn't I say that earlier?
Yeah, we both have attorneys. I tried telling her she keep the house and everything we put into it. She keeps her debt, I keep mine. We'll go our separate ways, and she's not into it. She's not willing to work with me at all.
Well, why is she not into it? When you say she keeps the house as in she keeps it and you continue to make the payments on it, unless you have kids, you know. And even then, she should still be paying something for it. I've never thought that a divorce meant that it should be a free ride for a woman. Okay, I've never ever thought that day in my life. So, I don't quite understand what he means by she keeps the house. She keeps it and he pays the bills, or she keeps it, gets it refinanced in her name, and she can sink or swim with the house.
Okay, then I guess the judge is going to have to decide.
Right, and that goes February 7th. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do in the meantime. I have an opportunity right now to buy my own semi and go over.
Why do you want more vehicle debt, dude? Oh my God. Jeez. Why do you want more debt? Another four-wheeler debt.
the road and make triple what I'm making now.
No, you need to get this cleared up before you do that, because she's going to end up with half the dadgum semi.
Thank you, Dave. In this case, I absolutely agree. Yes. And why does he need another debt? Especially before a judge has made a court decision.
Right, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
How much money do you have in the bank?
At this moment in time, I'm struggling, and that's what I have maybe $30 right now. I'm going through it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, audience, raise your hand if you've ever had less than $30 in your checking account. If you've ever had less than $5 in your checking account. Mm-hmm. If you've ever had less than $3 in your checking account the day before payday, yes. All right. Hey, it's reality, right? Now, I'm happy to say those days are, knock on wood, very, very, very long behind me. It's not been like that for, close to 10 years. But been there, and you never forget it. And we never lose that humbleness and humility that lesson taught us.
Okay. All right. And
He's in a tough spot. I'm hoping they don't have kids. Me suspects they probably do. I'll tell you one thing, if I were him, don't give her anything willingly. Let a judge sort it out. Let the judge sort it out. You know, it's easy to get frustrated and go, fine, just take it all. Take it all. Once you've put something like that in writing, it can be used against you, I'm sure, in a court of law. Okay? You made your offer, she said no, now you let the judge deal with it. The end. Don't just voluntarily give it up. Absolutely not.
You're not driving over the road now, or you are? You just cut out on me, man.
That's why we're going through the divorce. We drove team over the road together, me and her together. We were racking down $250,000 a year between us both. I was sticking mine in my 401k. She was spending hers, and that's another thing she's wanting. She's wanting half of my 401k also. Mm-hmm.
Gold digger, possibly. Again, I don't know. Remember, we're hearing his side. We have to equal sides. Okay. He was putting his money. Let's play devil's advocate. Okay, we're gonna play devil's advocate. Remember, this is just 6 hours ago today. Okay, so he's putting his money in a 401k. She's spending hers, but when she was spending hers, was she spending hers on him? All right. That's something to consider, and I know that from past experience. Okay. The party involved shall remain nameless, but yeah, you would have thought I was broke. Somebody had to pay the bills. Okay? And the other person looked like they were much better off than I was. The other partner looked like they were much better off. Like they're the ones who made all the money and, you know, had all the financial success, and I was the broke ass in the relationship. That's how it looked. Looks can be deceiving. So we would need to hear from her. Okay? He says, I'm putting all my money in a 401k. Well, then who's paying for his living? I'm playing devil's advocate because of life experience.
We weren't even married that long, 3 years, and she's entitled to everything I put in from the date of marriage to the date of divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually pretty common, especially common law states, I believe it is. That's from the date of marriage. So your assets from the date of marriage.
Which it's not really a lot of money, but I worked for it, you know.
You guys have kids?
There we go.
No kids, nope.
Oh, that's nice. Whew. Okay. I'm breathing a sigh of relief on that. Yeah, I am. If there were kids involved, I'd be like, dude, you are sunk. But without kids involved, okay, this is what I would tell him. I'm no attorney, but I would tell him, don't do crap. Give nothing away. All right? Don't put anything in writing that says, oh, you can have it. Let the court sort it out. In many ways, this makes it easier, believe it or not, because there are no minor children involved. It's when there are minor children involved that gets really, really sticky. This is just a straight business transaction. Straight business transaction. This can be dealt with. Yeah, it's crappy to go through it, but it can be dealt with. But like I was saying, if he says he put all of his money in the 401k and she was spending hers, well, he can't have been putting all of it in the 401k. Surely he was supporting some of the bills as well.
Okay. So are you driving over the road now?
No.
In which vehicle? Lexus, a truck, or a motorcycle?
I'm local.
Okay. What do you make?
Right now I'm $33.22 an hour, and that is all straight pay.
And you've got an
Okay, so $33.22 an hour. It's probably making somewhere around the 50s, around the 50s, maybe low 50s, right around there.
apartment.
Yes.
He's got an apartment.
What's the house worth?
I just had it appraised. It appraised for $174,000.
What do you owe on it?
132.
It's got a little equity. It's got some equity.
Okay. All right. So here's what I would do. All right. The problem with a divorce is it turns a marriage into a business transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is now a list of debts and a list of assets that must be negotiated through.
Which in many ways, because there are no kids, is actually relatively easy to do. We're not having to think up child support. We're not thinking up future college tuition. This is, in all honesty, if you're going to get divorced, okay, this really is the simplest way to do it, and not a whole lot of assets. We're not talking, oh, when the house is worth, $700,000, and I mean, in the list of divorces, we're putting aside the emotional, of course. Okay, we're just looking at the dollars. Okay, this really shouldn't be that difficult.
The law in most states, as you have found out, splits it down the middle. What she wants doesn't matter.
Exactly. And especially, again, I reiterate, there are no kids involved. This is the best type of divorce to have. Married 3 years, no kids involved. The law states from the time you're married to the time of divorce.
What you want
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The law is going to demand that you split it down the middle. If you come to something close to that and pre-agree to it, the judge will approve it. If you come to something way out of balance, the judge is probably not going to approve it and kick out your agreed-to settlement because it's too stupid.
Right.
Okay? So, all of that to say, you don't need to be buying anything. If I were in your...
And it could also look really bad to buy major purchases at the time of divorce as well. Okay? Because buying a major purchase, I look at that as kind of buying a major purchase right around the time you're going to file bankruptcy, or you have filed bankruptcy. That entire bill can be on you. You filed bankruptcy, you knew you were going to file bankruptcy, but then you went out and you went to a renter center and you racked up a bunch of, household items.
shoes, I'd sell this truck.
Yeah.
And get you a hoop. That. Yeah, you said that like I'm not doing it. You need to sell your stupid truck, dude. $970 at $33 an hour is in the cray-cray zone.
Right. I want to get rid of...
Dave knows what cray-cray is. Oh, my goodness. He is so hip.
I went to trade it in. They told me I would have to pay out $4,000 in equity, negative equity, to get off from underneath the truck at that point.
Do it.
Cheap. Hey, $4,000 is cheaper than this stupid $1,000 a month. I mean, think about it. Sometimes we have to take the financial loss to learn our lesson.
Okay.
Go borrow $4,000 at the credit union and do it.
Or sell it private party if you can make $4,000 more and get out of it clean.
Sell it private and just sell it and be done with it. Somebody will give you more than you owe on it.
Okay.
I don't know, with what gas is running, the economy, I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to sell a big old massive truck with a big old massive bill, but that's just me.
What is it? What kind of truck is it?
Yeah.
It's a 2023 Chevy Silverado.
That's a beast. That's a good truck. Yeah, you ought to be.
Yeah. It's a good price too.
We'll get more than you owe on it. Yeah. So, the problem is the dealer thinks he's got you coming again.
Right.
And he does. He will. He'll be back. He'll be back.
He got you last time. He's going to get you again.
Especially if you're desperate. They can smell that off of you.
Yeah.
I smell desperation.
So I think you put it on the, look it up on Kelley Blue Book and sell it for more than you owe on it, and then get you a hoopty because you're driving truck during the day anyway. You don't need a big car right now. You got more problems than you need car, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is temporary. 1 year from today, everything's going to be changed. But temporarily, you've gotten rid of the car. Now you're down to only $35,000 worth of credit card debt and negotiating with your soon-to-be ex-wife over the 401k in the house.
Nah. Don't negotiate with the woman. Just let the judge do it. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your breath.
Yes.
Because the credit card debt's going to be split down the middle. You're going to get your 35. She's going to get her 30. You're probably going to give up half your 401k, or you can give her a credit towards the house and sell the house.
Right.
How much is in the 401k?
35,000.
Okay. So
boy, the 30s is a real big important number in this phone call.
17 of the equity in the house can go to her instead of giving up your 401k and sell the house and give her half plus 17.
Yeah, so just give her more of the equity of the house, and then you don't have to touch your 401k. She wants the house, great.
Which is probably almost the whole thing. But don't let the house stay in the deal. Do not let her have the house because you're on the mortgage, and then she doesn't pay it, you're screwed.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Force the sale of the house, split the proceeds, minus your half of the 401k that you're going to have to give up anyway, and that way your 401k stays intact.
I don't like to think I have a mean bone in my body, but Hey, we all have a mean twig in there somewhere. Everybody has the potential for it. Okay, the goal is not to use it, but I absolutely would not want to have a house um, as part of the divorce deal with a partner. You know, where we're divorced, but we're both legally responsible for the property. I would say let it foreclose. Just let it foreclose. The other person wants it bad enough they can pay for it. I don't want something that's going to tie me financially to that person for forever and ever. You know, not unless, of course, you know, we have kids. Now, if we have kids and I want to make sure that the, you know, father of my child has a roof over his head, you know, because he's got the kids part-time, that's a different matter. They have no children here. They can legally sever all ties, go their own ways.
Yes,
You walk
makes
out of
sense.
this with a 401k and only $35,000 worth of credit card debt and a hoopty. Now you can talk about going over the road and making some money and clean up the $35,000 right quick.
Okay.
But you're being managed by emotion because your heart's broken one minute, you're pissed the next minute, and you're broken, terrified the next minute.
And that's why you never, ever want to say, fine, just take it all, have it. I'm out of here. Okay? Be very selective if you're going to say that. I mean, you know, just when it starts coming to property and all that stuff, don't just start handing it all over. Fine, you can have this. And I'm going to give you another tip. Okay? Another tip that I learned in my divorce, all right? Keep your mouth shut. Only answer questions if it's legally asked of you. Don't sit and say don't sit and remind them what they could have. Don't remind them. In my case, I kept my mouth shut. You know, when my ex chose to leave me, all right, he chose to leave, and definitely not my wish, but that, hey, you know, we can't control other people. All we can do is control ourselves. I kept my damn mouth shut. I did not bother to tell him that if he had wanted to, it's been 10 years, so he can't do anything about it now. You know, I didn't open up my mouth and go, gee, you know, you do know you could have taken part of my pension. We had been married 10 years. After I had just qualified for the state of Florida pension. I kept my mouth shut. Didn't remind him of that. As a result, I now get to keep all of my pension. Didn't say that he could have asked me for spousal support. I don't even know if it was on his mind. He was going to his new life, and you know, I'll just leave it at that. He had other places and things he wanted to be at. I didn't bother to remind him of my pension that he could have asked for. I didn't bother to bring up, well, yeah, better make sure you don't ask me for, you know, alimony, because I probably would have been the one stuck making alimony because I wasn't the one who was self-employed. I was the one with the steady job and the pension. Tip, tip. Keep your mouth shut. When somebody wants out of a relationship, the less you say, you just nod your head. It doesn't matter how badly you hurt. Makes no difference. Keep your mouth shut. Only speak if a legal person asks you, a paralegal, the judge, the court. Say nothing else. Don't say things out of anger, because that can come back to bite you. And I think to myself, you know, I swear, and I remember one of my friends telling me, just keep your mouth shut. You say nothing, you do nothing more. Don't remind, don't say, don't suggest, don't infer. That's what he needs to do. Let the court deal with it and leave it at that. Anyways.
Yes, sir.
I understand, man. I've been there. It's no fun. And so I haven't been through the divorce part of it, been through the rest of it, though. And it is no fun. So laying out a detailed, factual game plan with math removes some of the emotion from it, and that's what I just gave you. So go back and listen to this on YouTube or on podcast or however.
Or on Student Loan Chit-Chat.
Because I gave you the exact plan of what to do.
All right. Let me go ahead and enlarge in the screen. That's the end of the video. I agree with Dave Ramsey on this. Absolutely. And I'm just saying, like I said, from my own experience, you know, you want to say things, you want to remind them what you have to offer. You want to bring things up. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your breath. Keep your mouth shut. Say nothing. The Courts will figure it out, and because there are no kids involved, this is actually a blessing. And aside from the motions, this is actually a pretty easy case, I would think, for a court to follow. All right, it's time to hit the gym. It's running almost 4 o'clock. I'm Carrie. This is Student Loan Chit-Chat. I would like to thank you for joining me. I hope you will consider subscribing, and you have a great rest of your Friday. And happy 3-day weekend. Happy Veterans Day. Bye.